God, I just get off the phone with my cousin, and she was telling me how her mama had went out for her, how she been going off cause of this house situation. That she got to be up out of here in 30 days, and my uncle had her spoiled. And I understand how my aunt feel because I have been spoiled all my life. I am my only child. I am the baby of my family. Any and everything that I ever wanted, I always got. But I thank the Lord for humbling me because I did a lot of growing up and a lot of growing when my mama became ill because I had to become my mama caregiver for 8 and 9 years. And I didn't have nobody to help me. When I said nobody helped me, nobody helped me. I had to work, get my mom to all her doctor's appointments, take care of her, make sure she had everything she need, go grocery shopping, keep the house clean. I had to do every single thing. And when I tell you, when you are one person, you have to take care of somebody else, and you don't have no kind of help, no family members, no nobody will come and help you. When I tell you that thing will humble you and will bring you all the way down to the ground. Not only that, but it will break you down. Baby, God has humbled me so much. And I do not now look for folk to do for me. I don't look for people to come give me nothing. I do it for myself, or I try to make a way to go get it for myself. I don't look for folk to do nothing for me. Because during the 8, 9 years my mama was down, baby, I had to do every single thing. I would pray, and I only had God to help me. I felt abandoned by people. I got angry. I got upset because I was like, they know what situation I'm in with my mama, and they will not help. They will not come to my rescue. But baby, that built me up. That made me strong. God gave me the strength and the ability to do for my mama because she didn't have nobody else. And it was time I wanted to leave, I wanted to run, I wanted to scream, I wanted to pick up all my stuff and leave her in the house by herself. But I said, if I leave her, who gonna do for her? And baby, I stayed to the very end, and I never left. And Jesus has humbled me, has brought me all the way back down to earth. Because when I said I want this and that, and if somebody said, oh, you ain't gonna get that, baby, I'll throw a tantrum, a fit, and they would have to go get it. You hear me? Well, I said I wanted what I wanted red then, I wanted red now. But now I have learned over time. You can't always get what you want. You might want a job. You might want a house. You might want a car. And God might tell you no. And you might try to push and make that thing happen. God might say, not right now. I got something better for you. But you jump out there and get in debt or whatever and end up failing in life because you don't want to listen to God and get yourself tied up in a mess. I learned to listen to God. What God has for me is for me. If I decide to get a new car, a new house, this and that, if God said no, I'm going to wait. Because he might get something better for me, or something might be wrong with that car, something might be wrong with that house, and I just don't know something wrong with it. And if I wait on God, he got something better down the road for me. I have tried being in corporate America, I have applied for many jobs that I thought I was qualified for that I should have gotten. I have interviewed for many positions that I was turned down for. And I was like, Lord, I'm qualified for that job. Why do people turn me down? Or if I just had that job, I'd be making this much money. But the Lord said, no. I got something better for you. I didn't want you in that environment. Them people messy. You just didn't know what you were walking into. But I prevented that from happening. So I have learned to listen to the voice of God when it comes to trying to get certain stuff. Even when it comes to people, even when it comes to getting in certain relationships, I have to listen to God because everybody is not for me. Everybody is not for you to get in a relationship with. Sometimes you get in a relationship with people, they dog you out, they treat you bad, they break your heart, have you crying and going on, have you about to lose your mind. And God said, if you would have just waited for me, you just had to have that man. You just had to have that woman because they looked good. You thought they were this and that, but I had somebody better for you. If you would have just waited on me, I would have brought the right man in your life. I would have brought the right woman in your life, a godly man, a godly woman, if you would have just waited on me. But see, you didn't want to wait on me. You went ahead of me. And that's why you in the shape you in now. So I've learned to have discernment. I've learned to listen to God. Let God direct my path. Let God direct my life. What God has for me is for me. I ain't trying to go above God. I ain't trying to run ahead of God and miss out on my blessings, miss out on my opportunities. God has humbled me so much. And like I'm telling my cousin, God gonna have to humble her mama. She said her mama cuss her out, this and that. I said he gonna have to humble her. My uncle gone now, but he gonna have to humble her so that she will understand it's in God's will. It's in God's will. We can't go ahead of God. If he said no, we got to wait. If he said no, we can't move. We got to wait. I was just recently in a situation where I was in an office and a person was like, no, you come back later. And Jesus spoke to me and said, get up. Don't try to argue with them. Get up. This is not what you need to do right now. This is not what I want for you. I got a better opportunity on the way for you. You just give it time. And something better came along. Because I got up. And I said, yeah, you're right, Jesus. You got something else in store for me. Something I don't know nothing about. I'm going to have faith. I'm going to give it to you. And it's going to work out in my favor. And it worked out in my favor. Sometimes you got to be humble. You got to wait on Jesus. You can't move above Jesus. You got to wait and let Jesus do what Jesus do.